Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. And today, this is a quick run through on the course Northern Breeze. You get to watch me throw the lines I throw on each hole, as well as what disc I'm using. So, on hole one here, I went with the Accurate Roll Harp. You can go sticky or glide version even, but as long as you go to that main gap and just slide it on that ice and just get it to settle into the basket, that's all you want pretty much for the easy birdie. And then hole two, definitely a tricky hole here. Don't really have much of a backstop in the back other than that rock, but you can easily slide over OB. I went with a straight mid range. You can go fairway down that middle gap, but the Claymore just works perfectly, especially at the accurate windbreak. And then hole three. This is a tricky one also, especially with this gap because you just have to keep it straight. I like the Accurate Roll Sapphire. Accurate windbreak works just as well. I know people like to use the Sampo on this hole, but for what I have, the Sapphire works the best. And the Roll Sapphire, it will actually stop before those trees, so you can just have an easy throw in instead of having to worry about sliding past those trees. And hole four here, this is a little bit longer, just dead straight, a little bit downhill. I just aimed it a little bit low and left and try to just keep it straight as possible and just to have myself a look within 80, 70, 60 feet. And then this hole, excuse me, this hole particularly is my least favorite just because I'm just not good at it, and it's really a poke and hope. And I went with the Glide Water Skip Rive just so I can just keep it as straight as possible with that natural Rive finish, and it worked just out pretty good. So, and then hole six, this is to me the aceable hole, especially in most winds. I got this a little bit wider than I wanted. You could probably go this down from the Glide Sapphire on this hole with that wind. But for the most part, I go with the Accurate Glide, and I usually give it a pretty decent ace run. But as long as you just get it, make sure you miss right instead of left, because you can easily go OB and then have to go to the drop zone. But yeah, just pretty much want to get your birdie, especially on this course. And here, so a lot of people go to the left side. I like to go down this little narrow gap on the right side. To me, it just works really well. And I'm doing it with the Glide Skip Paradigm, and then it is a little bit more of a poke and hope, especially with those trees, but they usually go through them very well. And now this is not exactly the greatest lie, so little tip for you here: do not go forehand from here, because a forehand really wants to just like come down the hill a little bit, and it puts OB more in place. So what I did is that I went the backhand, the Glide Sapphire, and I just wanted kind of just to flex it out. And with the Glide, knowing it's not a roll disc, I know it won't having to roll anywhere. So the backhand to me just worked better than what a forehand would with a Rive. So yeah, save the birdie there, and then onto hole eight, which I mean, as you can see, it's just not getting any easier. And with this wind, I'm still going with the Accurate Roll Sapphire. Any wind, like a three, okay, so a three headwind, I would probably disc up to the Glide, but for the most part, the Accurate Roll works really well. I know there's a left side gap with the forehand, but for me particularly, I like to go with the backhand on the right side. And then the last hole, going with the same Accurate Roll Sapphire, just keep it a little bit wide and let it just swing, and just try to keep it straight through this gap. You might slide up to a house or behind a pole, but as long as you have a throw in, you shouldn't have a problem with it. So yeah, so yeah, there's a 9 down. It's very tricky, but all you want in this course is birdies, because people's going to mess up and take pars. And yeah, so hopefully this was helpful, and appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you on the next one. So see you guys.